the sound on this? Is sound okay? Okay, there's no, because I was hearing some scratchiness. Anybody hearing that? No? Okay, all right. Okay, then I'm going to carry on with the show. Coming on stage next is an actor and comedian around D.C. Please welcome Jorge Silva. Woo!
That's good. You all can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Where are my Latinos today? Fantastic. All right, well, I want you all to imagine all the people you went to high school with. All right, this person just cringed. Imagine all the people you went to high school with. Now imagine you not only go to classes with these people, you also have every meal with them, you study with them, go to every extracurricular with them, go home with them, and eventually have sex with them. Now, I thought for sure I was going to be a product of the Chicago public school system. Until I had the opportunity to go away to boarding school. And that's exactly what boarding school was like. And before you ask, yes, it was like Harry Potter. I am a wizard, except we just call them educated brown people. Now, my family was very divided on this issue. On the one side was my Mexican side of the family. That's my mother's side. And they were very staunch on this. They thought, you don't leave the nest until you're married, at the very least. They were very vocal about it, too. I know, he can't go. He can't go that early. He's just a baby. On the other side was my father's family, the Bolivians, who were very excited at the prospect of upward social mobility. Yes, this is good. The American dream. We're finally going to move to the east side. To a deluxe apartment in the sky. We're finally going to have a piece of the pie. Now, to make things a little more difficult, my mother had a heart attack and a stroke the summer before freshman year. And the Catholic guilt set in. Now, I knew how much education meant to my mother. And I knew that she knew how much this opportunity meant to me. So I stuck to my guns and I went away to this brand new land known as New Hampshire. Now, when I got there, I realized that the only thing the Chicago public school system had actually given me was a white polo and a pair of blue slacks. That was my uniform. That's it. That's all I had. And as I look out, I see just a wave of blonde hair and popped collars. All right? Up until that point, I'd never known that pants came in powder blue and salmon. And as I continued to walk around, I started asking myself, who the fuck is Martha? And why is everyone going to her vineyard? I started getting nervous. I was like, why is everyone staring at me? What, never seen a Hispanic in a polo before? I panicked. I thought to myself, you know what I'll do? I'll do the prison thing. Find my racial crew. Now, there wasn't that many Hispanics there, and only a handful of Mexicans. And these Mexicans were from California, and that's a very different type of Mexican from Chicago Mexican, all right? These dudes said things like vato and ese, and leaned back like this. Whereas I looked like the kid from Up. But it was all right. It was all right. At least I had some ethnic backup. So I walk into my dorm, and one of these popped collars comes up to me, and the first thing they say is to me, hey, you must be the new Mexican kid. I was like, whoa! First off, that's a terrible way to start a conversation. Second of all, that's a fucked up assumption. What, because I'm Hispanic, I must be Mexican? I mean, I am Mexican, but you didn't know that. I spent the first week of classes correcting everybody about my name. My name is Jorge, not George, not Jorge, not Jorg. I'm not Scandinavian. And even the classes had a bit of racial tension to them, right? I remember we were reading Huckleberry Finn, and the humanities teachers, they always wanted to get some racial perspective. You know where I'm going with this. So they'd ask a black kid about their opinion. And if there wasn't a black kid, they'd go down the melanin spectrum. No black kid? Ask a Hispanic kid. No Hispanic kid? Just find somebody with a decent tan. And this racial tension even went beyond the classroom. It went into sports. I asked my wrestling coach for the afternoon off. It was my birthday. And he said to me, oh yeah, that's fine, totally. Yeah, you can have the afternoon off, that's fine. Yeah, by the way, Feliz Navidad. Thank you. And eventually I came to understand that my school was very much embedded in the white Anglo-Saxon Protestant culture. And whenever conflict arose, the WASP culture liked to react in a passive-aggressive way. Whereas I'm from Chicago, we react in an aggressive-aggressive way. If I had a problem, I just check them. That's it. Move on, don't talk about it, right? Apparently that behavior wasn't seen as acceptable. So I started getting in trouble, and I was wondering, why me? I'm the one who's out of water here. There's no recognizable faces here or structures for me. So I said, fine. I'll play by your rules. I'll be passive-aggressive. I'll show you passive-aggressive. So I enlisted the help of my two geekiest friends, and we did some paperwork. We filed for a new student group, and we were allowed to make a chapel announcement. Chapel was our morning assembly. And we get up there, and I am just grinning. And I announced the new group. I'm proud to announce the formation of a new film society known as the Foreign Underappreciated Cinematographic Kinship for Educational Development. We'll be meeting at Hargate tonight at 8 p.m. That's F-U-C-K-E-D. I was stupid proud. And before I could collect all of my high fives, I got pulled in the headmaster's office. And I thought, oh man, I'm going to get kicked out. I'm going to get kicked out and I have no options. And it's going to be humiliating for me. It's going to be humiliating for my parents. And I started getting really nervous. Luckily for me, I only got suspended. When I got home, my father just came at me. You're throwing away your future, your education. My mother didn't say anything, which is scary, by the way, for a Mexican mother not to say anything. But it didn't stop her sisters from saying something. I told you. You know what? I won't even say it. But I told you. These reactions started getting me very angry. And I didn't want to hear it from them. So I just ignored it and I said, I'm going to do my own thing. I'm just going to go back, finish my work. All right? So I get back, and I go into the lunchroom, and as to be expected, there's a lot of stares, a lot of pointing. That's fine. Until I hear one of these popped collars say to me, or not say to me, but I hear them say, hey, that's over there, that's the Mexican miscreant. Now, I wasn't sure what he had actually said until his friend had confirmed it. Yeah, dude, that's him, Mexican miscreant. And I stopped dead in my tracks. I was confused because I didn't understand how my title became racialized. Also, miscreant? Could you be any whiter? So I continue walking, and I see the Mexican dude sitting in the corner, and I go to them. And as I approach, upon seeing me, I see their faces just turn to utter disappointment. And I realized it, right there and then. At the moment that I had stepped foot on that campus, I became a representative. I became a representative for my race, for my family, for my community, and anyone who'd shown any support in me. And I had let them down. And I was hurt. I was very depressed. I wanted to quit. Say, I don't want to do this anymore. I'll just go back to public school. But I couldn't. Because his name was just looming over me, this title. I had to change it. I had to do something about it. So I decided to make that school my redemption. I learned some conflict resolution techniques, started studying again, getting good grades, became a student leader, and eventually got to go to a pretty good university. But I'll never forget that moment. That moment when I promised myself that my Latinidad was never going to be an excuse. That my Latinidad was a gift, not a burden. And that I would always be different in some way. And come to find out, I like it that way. Thank you so much.